Welcome back to Empowered Senior Living. Laura, have you ever heard someone say that saving every penny, being incredibly careful with money, is a good virtue, a healthy habit to ensure a comfortable old age?
Absolutely, Daniel. I think most of us were taught that from a young age. It's seen as being responsible, isn't it? Planning for the future.
Exactly. But what if that very habit, the one we've always thought of as wise, could now, in retirement, be secretly making our lives less joyful, perhaps even worse? It's a sensitive topic, but an incredibly important one we want to explore today.
That's a thought-provoking question, Daniel. The idea that something we've strived for could have a downside in retirement is quite intriguing. So, what exactly are we focusing on?
Today, we're shining a light on this. Is this healthy habit secretly making your retirement worse? Specifically, we're talking about the habit of over-saving due to fear. It's something that was once considered a virtue, but in retirement, it might be unintentionally hindering your joy and quality of life.
I can see how that could be a real concern. After years of careful planning, you'd want to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor, not just continue to worry.
Precisely. Recognizing this is the first step towards adjusting, finding balance, and truly enjoying these golden years we've worked so hard for. In this video, we'll explore why this habit of excessive saving can become harmful in retirement, how it affects us, and most importantly, how to shift our mindset and free ourselves from that invisible fear to live a more fulfilling life.
That sounds incredibly valuable. I'm sure many of our viewers will be able to relate and will be looking for those practical steps.
And before we dive deeper, if you find value in videos like this that offer life-changing advice, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring more helpful content to people just like you.
Yes, your support really does make a difference. So Daniel, where do we begin to understand this issue better?
Let's start with a story that I think will resonate. Let's meet Eleanor. Eleanor is 71 and retired after many years of hard work. Throughout her life, she was always incredibly careful with her money. She prided herself on saving a considerable sum, enough for her to feel secure in her old age. That's a commendable achievement. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal many people work towards their entire lives, financial security in retirement. So, she achieved it. What was the issue then?
Well, that's the strange part. Despite having enough money to live comfortably, Eleanor found her retirement wasn't what she'd hoped for. She maintained her frugal habits to an almost restrictive degree. She'd turned down outings with friends, calling them unnecessary expenses. She'd hesitate to buy something new she genuinely liked, even if it was well within her means, simply because, what if I need the money for something else later?
I can almost feel that anxiety. That what if can be very powerful, even when rationally you know you're okay.
It really can. For Eleanor, meals out became a luxury. Personal hobbies were shelved. Friends and family started noticing she was participating less in social activities. Invitations dwindled, not because people didn't care for her, but because they anticipated she'd decline, citing the need to save. Her comfortable home lacked laughter, new experiences. Eleanor, though not materially deprived, was trapping herself in an invisible cage of financial fear, a fear that prevented her from enjoying the present.
That's a poignant story, Daniel. And I suspect Eleanor isn't alone in this. Many people who've been responsible savers their whole lives might find it hard to switch gears.
You're exactly right, Laura. Eleanor's story is not unique. So many of us who've spent a lifetime working hard and saving responsibly can unintentionally fall into this trap in retirement. This fear-based saving, once so useful and necessary while building a career and family, can now become a burden. So, why can this once healthy habit be detrimental to our retirement? Let's explore the first reason.
I'm ready. What's the first major impact?
First, it steals your present joy. When you're overly focused on saving for tomorrow, you might be missing countless opportunities to enjoy today. Retirement is the time to explore new things, pursue delayed passions, spend quality time with loved ones, and create lasting memories. If every spending decision is dominated by fear, you'll find yourself saying no to too many precious experiences.
That makes sense. Like Eleanor, who said no to visiting her friend and to her art class. Those no's can really add up, can't they?
They absolutely can, leading to a monotonous and joyless existence. Eleanor said no to that trip to see her dear friend in another state, a trip they'd both anticipated for so long. She also declined that art class she'd always dreamed of, just because of the tuition fee. It's vital to remember that money is just a tool. Its purpose is to support your life, to bring you comfort, security, and yes, joy. If you only hoard it, afraid to use it for things that bring happiness, what is its true value then?
That's a powerful question. Money as a tool, not a master. So if someone recognizes this pattern in themselves, Daniel, how can they start to change this? It's a deeply ingrained habit for many.
It is, but change is possible. Let's start with allowing yourself to live. First, consider creating a joy fund. Earmark a small portion of your savings or a part of your monthly retirement income, specifically for activities that bring you happiness. This could be a nice dinner out, concert tickets, a short trip, or investing in a new hobby.
A joy fund. I like the sound of that. Having it specifically allocated might ease the guilt some people feel when spending on themselves, right?
Precisely. It gives you permission. Secondly, ask yourself, if not now, then when? Life is finite, and so is our health, often. Don't postpone precious experiences due to vague anxieties. Prioritize what truly matters to you.
That's a sobering but important reminder. It's easy to always think later, but later isn't guaranteed.
And thirdly, start small. You don't need to overhaul your spending habits overnight. Try allowing yourself one small indulgence each week or month. A coffee at your favorite cafe, a new book, an afternoon movie. These small joys can make a big difference to your mood.
Those are very practical steps. It's not about suddenly becoming reckless, but about consciously reintroducing joy. Did these steps help Eleanor?
They did. When Eleanor started applying these, she allowed herself to buy a set of paints and enrolled in that community center art class. The joy of creating, of meeting new friends with shared interests, reignited her life. So, to our viewers, is there something you've been putting off because you thought it was too expensive? We'd love for you to share in the comments below.
That's a great question for everyone to reflect on. Now, Daniel, you mentioned there were other reasons why this habit can be harmful. What's the second one?
Second, this habit of excessive saving can strain your relationships. When friends or family invite you to an activity and you consistently decline for financial reasons, even if you can afford it, it can send the wrong message.
How so, Daniel? What kind of message might people receive even if it's unintended.
Well, people might think you don't value the relationship or that you don't want to spend time with them. Over time, as you can imagine, the invitations might become less frequent, and you could find yourself feeling increasingly isolated.
That's a sad outcome. You save money, but lose connection. I'm thinking back to Eleanor again.
Exactly. Her constant refusals made friends more hesitant to invite her. Even her children and grandchildren felt awkward about suggesting outings or trips, knowing she'd worry about the cost. This unintentionally created a distance between Eleanor and her loved ones.
And it's not just about big events, is it? Even small, regular get-togethers can be affected by constant penny pinching if it makes others uncomfortable.
You've hit on an important point. Moreover, being overly meticulous about money in social settings can also be off-putting. If you're always the one insisting on splitting bills down to the last cent, or always choosing the cheapest option regardless of others' preferences, it can make people feel uneasy.
So it's a delicate balance between being financially prudent and being a gracious friend or family member. How can people find that balance, Daniel, to maintain both their finances and their relationships?
It's about conscious choices. First, prioritize shared experiences. Sometimes, the value of a beautiful memory with loved ones far outweighs the money spent. Consider investing in those shared moments.
That's a good perspective. Investing in memories, not just spending money. What else?
Communicate openly. If you genuinely have financial concerns, share them tactfully with close friends and family. They might understand, and together, you can find suitable solutions, like choosing less expensive but still enjoyable activities.
Openness and honesty, but with tact. That's key. Sometimes people are afraid to talk about money, but it can clear up misunderstandings.
It certainly can. Also, give and receive graciously. In relationships, sometimes you treat, sometimes you're treated. Don't keep a mental scorecard. Small acts of generosity can greatly nurture affection. And finally, focus on value, not just price. When invited to an activity, think about what you'll gain. Joy, connection, memories, not just the cost.
Focusing on the intangible returns. That's a wonderful way to look at it. How did Eleanor manage this aspect?
Eleanor learned to say yes more often to invitations from friends, even if it meant spending a little more than planned. She realized their laughter and companionship were more precious than any savings. And for our viewers, do you have a memory of a wonderful experience with friends that you initially hesitated about because of the cost? We'd love to hear your story in the comments.
I'm sure there are many such stories out there. Now, Daniel, there was a third reason, and you hinted it might be the most concerning.
Yes, Laura. Third, and perhaps most alarmingly, fear-based oversaving can negatively impact your mental and physical health. Constant anxiety about money, even when you have enough, can cause chronic stress. And chronic stress, as we know, is a precursor to many health problems, from insomnia and high blood pressure to a weakened immune system.
That's a very serious connection. We often separate financial well-being from physical health, but you're saying they are very much linked.
They are deeply linked. Furthermore, restricting yourself from joy and social connection can lead to feelings of loneliness, boredom, and even depression. We are social beings. We need interaction, meaningful activities, and joy to maintain our mental well-being.
I've certainly noticed that when I'm worried or feeling isolated, I don't sleep as well, and everything just feels harder. It's easy to see how that could escalate.
It is. Eleanor, in those days of just staying home and worrying about money, often felt tired and listless. She smiled less, moved less. But when she started allowing herself to participate in activities, to spend on her hobbies, her spirits lifted remarkably. She felt more energetic, and even those minor aches and pains seemed to lessen.
That's a powerful testament to the mind-body connection. So what steps can people take to protect their health from this kind of financial anxiety?
First, identify your fears. Ask yourself, what is my biggest fear about money in retirement? Is it truly rational based on my current financial situation? Sometimes, naming the fear and confronting it logically can lessen its hold on you.
That sounds like a good starting point, bringing the fear out into the light. But what if the fear feels very real, even if, on paper, things look okay?
That's where the next step comes in. Seek balance. Saving is important, but so is enjoying life. Find the equilibrium that works for you, where you feel financially secure, yet can still live a rich life. And critically, invest in your health and happiness. Remember, spending on things that make you healthier, like good food, exercise classes, or happier, like social activities, hobbies, is actually a wise investment.
An investment in your overall well-being, which in turn can save you health costs down the line. That makes a lot of sense. And if these anxieties feel overwhelming, Daniel, what then?
That's a crucial point. Don't hesitate to seek help. If you feel that financial worries are severely impacting your life, please don't hesitate to talk to a trusted financial advisor. They can offer an objective perspective. And if it's affecting your mental health, speaking with a doctor or a mental health professional can provide invaluable support and guidance. Always consult with your doctor regarding any health concerns or before making changes that could affect your health.
That's such an important reminder, Daniel, to reach out for professional advice when needed, both for financial clarity and for health support. So, for our viewers, do you agree that worrying too much about money can affect your health? We invite you to share your thoughts.
So, there we have it. We've explored why the fear-based saving habit, once so prudent, can become an invisible trap, diminishing our quality of life in retirement. Our friend Eleanor recognized this and began making small changes.
And those small changes made a big difference for her, didn't they? Learning to enjoy her hard-earned savings, investing in joyful experiences, and nurturing relationships.
Absolutely. Her life became richer, happier, and surprisingly, she felt younger and more vibrant in spirit. Aging is inevitable, but how we age, how we enjoy our retirement years, is largely up to us. It's never too late to make small adjustments in our thinking and actions to free ourselves from unnecessary fears and truly live a full life.
That's a wonderfully empowering message, Daniel. It's about taking control and making conscious choices for our own well-being.
Now, it's your turn to reflect and act. Is this habit of fear-based saving present in your life? Do you recognize it silently hindering your joy? What one small change do you feel you can make, starting today, to find that balance and enjoy your retirement more fully?
Those are powerful questions for all of us.
If this video resonated with you, please click the like button and share it with someone you know who might benefit from hearing this message. And don't forget to subscribe for more helpful advice.
Remember, you've worked hard your whole life. Now is the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor wisely and joyfully.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.